If you are dealing with leaking water onto the floor and you have a Whirlpool fridge that looks similar to this, then you most likely have a defroster issue, and I will show you how to fix it in this video. Alright, this is Whirlpool Gold Series, and I'm dealing with water and ice buildup in the bottom freezer compartment that is leaking onto the floor. Alright, let's get started. First step is going to be to unplug the refrigerator to eliminate any hazard of shock there. The next step is going to be to remove the bottom drawer. There's going to be a tab located on each side of the bottom here. You push this tab in and it lets you take the whole drawer out, including the door. Next, we're going to undo these two screws here. This is for the top rack. You undo a screw on each side there. Alright, next is going to be to push in these tabs here and pull up the top. So this is what it'll look like after you push the tabs in and pull it up. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And once that's done, you can just pull that top rack out. Next, we're going to pry this middle piece out. There's going to be 3 pry points. And here they are. There's one there in the middle and one on each end. So we'll put a screwdriver in there and that'll pry out. Next, we'll pry this part out. Just one tab. Next, we're going to take this cover off. There's 4 screws. So go ahead and remove those. Now this middle piece will be ready to pull out. It'll just bend and pull right out of there. And here's a look at the ice buildup. Underneath there, there's a bunch of ice that should not be there. And that's a good indication that the drain hole is plugged up and is not letting water out. And because of that, we have a buildup of water down here, and then eventually it comes out of the fridge onto the floor. Okay, we're going to stop there and go to the back of the fridge now and just let this defrost. So here's a look at the back of the fridge. So we need to take this back panel off here. So we got a bolt there, one down below it there, got a couple here in the middle, and then one on the opposite side, top and bottom. And then we need to remove the water line also. But before we do that, we got to make sure we turn the water off to it. This one has a valve right behind the fridge, so it's handy. Sometimes the valves are underneath the house. You just want to make sure you get the water turned off. Alright, so we got all those bolts off and the water line disconnected. Now you want to go ahead and remove the clip for the plug here. It just slides right up. It's real easy to take off. And then we're going to unplug this right here and make sure you plug it back in the same exact way that you took it off. Once you have those two things disconnected, you can just lay the cover flat on the floor. The middle will still be connected to a water line, but we can just leave that connected as long as we keep it close to the fridge here. Alright, here's a look at the defrost pan, and it is bone dry, so that's a very good indication it's not working properly. So there's a funnel here that runs from the defrost pan up to the fridge, and there's a little nipple there. And that nipple we can remove, and that's usually the culprit. So here's a closer look at it. So what happens is it gets plugged up because it gets lint caught in there and grease and does not let water through. So you want to take that nipple and clean it thoroughly with soap and water and then set it to the side for right now. And then we're going to go ahead and put the cover back on with just one bolt so it doesn't get damaged for now, and move back to the front of the fridge. So we got some ice built up here at the very bottom of the freezer compartment, and we can clean that up pretty easily with just a putty knife. Just get your putty knife underneath there and start chipping it out. Next, we're going to use either a turkey baster or an air suction cup is what I got here, or even a spoon you can use. So we're going to use a cup of really hot water and suction some water up into there. And we're going to start squirting it into the back of the freezer compartment here. And the hole is located right in the center back there. And we're going to let that soak in for a little while. And depending on how much ice buildup there is, it may take quite a bit of hot water to get defrosted all the way. So just keep working at it until you can get all the ice out of here. It took me about an hour to get rid of all the ice, so you might have to be patient. Alright, and I finally got to defrost and the hole opened up there, so water can make it to the defrost pan now. So there's a look at it there. So now we're going to go back to the back of the fridge here and take the panel back off. And I got the nipple all clean, and we're going to put that back on. So I'm going to reattach it here. And that just pushes right on there. Alright, so because of defrosting it, the defrost pan down here is full. So I'm going to go ahead and drain it. You can use a rag to get the water out of there, or a sponge. I'm just going to use the suction bulb I have here. So once you get that all the way cleaned out, you just go ahead and reassemble the fridge, and you are done. Thanks for watching. This is C.L.S. All-in-One. Please subscribe.